All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, Errol Spence Jr. will be the topic, and he makes an admission about what he is most worried about against Terence Crawford in this big fight that is coming up. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. In this video, we're going to be in the 147-pound division, and Errol Spence Jr. gave an interview to BOMANI Jones of ESPN that aired yesterday. And in this interview, he gave additional insight into his preparation for the Terence Crawford fight and revealed something that he thought that he needed to watch out for with Terence Crawford, and also clarified some other comments that he had made before. Now, before I get into that though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you are a long-time subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate your contribution to the channel. But before we get into that, I just want to tell you real fast about today's sponsor, the Boxing Showtime app. It's a very useful app that keeps you updated on all things boxing, and you can keep up with the latest fights, where to watch them, the latest news, and a lot more. For any hardcore boxing fan like myself, and most likely all of y'all, I would definitely recommend downloading it. And it also is most definitely a big support to the channel. It's available for both Apple and Android, and you can find the link in the description below. Thanks for considering downloading Boxing Showtime's app. But let's get back into the subject matter of the video. Terence Crawford fans are on my back quite often because they think that I am heavily in favor of Errol Spence Jr. heading into this fight for the undisputed title at 147 pounds. Now, I say that is not true. I think the fight is a good fight. I'm just talking about what I see. And hey, man, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I'm just telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I see. Now, Errol Spence said something that I believe Terence Crawford fans would like to hear. And that was when BOMANI Jones asked him, what do you think you have to worry about with Terence Crawford? Because if you don't recall, Errol Spence Jr. rated Terence Crawford in all of his different attributes: speed, power, IQ, resume, punch resistance, all of that stuff. You know, maybe around 10 different scoring criterias. And on a couple of them, he scored Terence Crawford very low, right? Like on resume, he scored 0.5. And on defense, he scored like a 3.5. So the interviewer asked Errol, okay, seemed like you on one hand that you say he's a really good fighter, but on the other hand, you really rated him very low in some areas. And then Errol Spence Jr. says, yeah, some of them I was kind of playing about, like the resume, right? But, and kind of exaggerating, I'm paraphrasing, right? 0.5. And then, but he says some of them, hey, I was serious about. So he was asked, okay, well, what do you think what is the thing that worries you the most, or the things that you have to prepare for? He said his foot speed. And I thought, okay, well, that is right along the lines of what people who think Terence Crawford is going to be able to win the fight believe, in what they've stated, that Errol is not going to be able to cut off the ring on Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford is going to be able to move this way, move that way, and he's not going to set his feet in front of Errol and have this war where Errol is able to, just beat up on his body, right? And that particular attribute of Terence Crawford is what would allow him to do so, or prevent Errol Spence from doing what Errol Spence Jr. wants to do. So what does that tell you? That tells you that Errol in his training camp is working on cutting off the ring on Terence Crawford and eliminating the, his ability to move quickly, shifting side to side, and and be able to get out of the way of what Errol's trying to do. So for all you Terence Crawford fans out there you go. All right. Errol Spence Jr. has admitted that Terence Crawford has fast feet. Now, while we analyze this, I have to say that Errol Spence Jr. is probably preparing for the best Terence Crawford that there is, the best Terence Crawford that he's seen. And that would, I believe, when you're looking at Terence Crawford's foot speed, that you're talking about a Terence Crawford who fought Victor Postol or the lightweight version, the 140-pound version of Terence Crawford, the 28, 29, 30-year-old version of Terence Crawford. That version of Terence Crawford has not been on display for the last several fights. Now, I don't know if it's not been on display because of his choice, or whether it's not been on display because of his ability, but usually, or age, or what have you, the weight that he put on, the extra weight that he's carrying, allowing himself to carry, and and age. Don't know what that is. However, we will more than likely see what's going to go on. We will see what's going on, not more than likely. We will see what's going on July 29th. But that has not necessarily been displayed in this last several fights. The Sean Porter fight, he was not fleet-footed, skipping side to side. He was moving back, countering as he came in. Now, again, that may be because Terence Crawford, in his older age, also sees things differently and figures he really doesn't need to move as much to accomplish those things. That could be the case as well. But whatever it is, it's most definitely going to be an interesting dynamic to the fight to see how that plays off. Personally, I think Errol Spence Jr.'s foot speed is a good bit underrated, right? In that he also has fast feet. He just has fast feet and uses fast feet in a different way than you would usually associate with the term fast feet. He has, and this is something Errol Spence Jr. said before. It's like, look, man, I don't fight just one way. I can move, I can fight in, I can get out very fast. I move. He definitely moves side to side. And one of the things I think you should probably watch with Errol to really see what the foot speed is watch when somebody tries to come forward at him and how fast in one or two steps he gets out of range. He gets from mid-range to out of range very fast. And within, as the punch is throwing, he moves dang near as fast backwards as the guy is throwing the punch. The guy's punch is coming at him. He's not somebody that is just sitting there and has to take a ton of punishment because he can't move. He will definitely get hit and will block shots on his way in. And when you're blocking shots, sometimes you're going to get hit with shots. Same way, same thing that happens with everybody else in boxing. But if you look at, and I'm not the biggest fan of percentages and all that, but if you look at the percentages of him, man, he does not get hit a lot. Now, the total numbers of punches he may get hit because there's so many punches being thrown. There's 700-800 punches being thrown in the fight, and the guy who he's fighting is going to have to throw a lot of punches because, and the fact that the fight is right there in mid-range and inside, dang, man, he's going to get hit. But Terence Crawford's definitely going to hit him. Errol Spence is definitely going to hit Terence Crawford. So anyway, man, it's going to be I'm really looking forward to the fight. Love the conversation around the fight. We'll see what takes place in the fight, but there's your flowers, as people like to say. Give Terence Crawford his flowers. Well, there's his flowers. Errol Spence Jr. admits that Terence Crawford's foot speed is something he has to be concerned about and something he has to try to take care of, and to lock him up and make him fight and be able to take advantages of some of the weaknesses that Errol Spence thinks that Terence Crawford has. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.